About a year ago, we were looking through a number of the back catalogues from exhibitions that I've held, and we took a decision then to have all the back catalogues digitised so that we could then put them into an archive on our website. The work has been going on now for a year, firstly getting them digitised, then scanned, getting all the photographs scanned as well, all the transparencies, because of course you can't use transparencies anymore, you can't have them processed. So we have a library of exhibition catalogues, and I was looking at some the other day and it brought back such wonderful memories. You know, there's one just all about the original premises that my father had back in the early 1950s in Chalk Farm in London, with a variety of pieces pictured in there. And do you know what? I can still remember some of them, including a pair of bookcases that were part of a suite by Gillows of Lancaster, a breakfront bookcase which was signed and had the label for W. Priest, that's now in Germany, and so on. So it's been great fun looking at all of these. And one of the first exhibitions that I mounted was back in 1978, and it was to celebrate 200 years since the death or the passing of Thomas Chippendale. And we put together a special exhibition catalogue for that one as well. It was the Chippendale period, and that was in 1978. And we go on then to when we were in Old Bond Street, at number 5 Old Bond Street, and to celebrate 300 years since the founding of Bond Street, we held a special exhibition of satinwood furniture, and we called it the Elegant Quarter, satinwood and related furniture from 1785 to 1810. That was a lot of fun. It was a lot of work as well, finding all the different pieces and then putting them together in an exhibition format that made sense and producing a catalogue. And we also used to take over whole houses, some of them quite important houses, and school premises and so on for photo shoots. And we take them over for a week at a time, move all the furniture in, set it all up, do the photo shoot, then write the catalogue, and that was a huge undertaking, but it just worked for us. We did one called Casing the Classics, using an Adam period home in the centre of London. That was fun. We've got wonderful stories about all of these, and another one, Morning, Noon and Night. W.R. Harvey recreate the Georgian decades when the quintessential style of the English gentleman's residence was established. And we had great fun there. We had to wait for 2 days to get the light right for the photographer, so we sat there making pomanders. So in that particular catalogue, on every page you'll find some pomanders. I think we nearly wore our thumbs out pushing the pieces into the oranges for the pomanders. And then another one, filmed at 40 Hall in Enfield in Middlesex, a classical reception. We had great fun with that one. And again another one, the Gentleman's Library. And you know, it's always such a task to go and find the pieces, to express the sentiment that you want the exhibition to be all about. And then past, present and future. That was a big exhibition that we held. The first one here actually in Witney in Oxfordshire. That was a lot of fun, and again it was well attended, and we followed that one with The Wagers of Sin. And we took over a house in Bedfordshire, and again we were all staying up in Bedfordshire for the duration of the shoot, and that was a whole week as well. Mrs. Plant's dressing table. That was inspired when I bought a most glorious Chippendale period dressing table that was made by Gillows of Lancaster, and we were able to trace it right the way back to the lady for whom it was made, and it became the symbolic piece for the exhibition, Mrs. Plant's dressing table. And it included any number of different pieces, all of which were attributable to different makers. Great fun, again, to illustrate one point. And then we have another one all about libraries. And of course, if you do the library and then wait a few years and then do another library setting, it's going to look totally different anyway because your stock has changed. So this one was Take Choice of All My Library and So Beguile Thy Sorrow. And then this one was William III to William IV, covering a long period of time but showing how extraordinary these pieces were, how beautifully made they were. And again, finding the items for the exhibition involved thousands of miles travelled and looking and buying, cleaning, restoring, and then putting on show. And so it goes on, hide and seek, the history of Georgian writing furniture and secret compartments, changing rooms. That was an interesting project because we wanted to show how antiques actually work in a modern setting. And that, again, it made us think, and that's part of the beauty of it, because whilst thinking about it, you then create your own research that you have to do in order to do the catalogue. And I was commenting just earlier today on the fact that we have, as you can see behind me, loads of books that we use in bookcases. And going through these catalogues, going back some 50 years, I find myself looking at the same books in one catalogue after another, and we've still got them, and they are partly those shown behind me. Masterful marquetry and majestic mahogany. That was another great exhibition. And we were able to find some pieces that had the family history with them. You know, John Watson's family bookcase. We found out all about this man. John Watson was born in 1725 and his wife Hannah in 1729. Both were from prosperous merchant families, and John had been apprenticed to Hannah's father, John Wilkinson, etc., etc., down in Cumberland. So, another one, 50 Shades of Brown by George, we've got it. That was at a time when all the newspapers were full of George and Brown furniture. Nobody wants it, nobody's buying it, nobody's selling it. How wrong they were. There's no such thing as brown furniture. There are so many different shades of brown, particularly with mahogany, but also all the other woods as well. How lucky we are to handle these beautiful, precious pieces and to be able to express our passion in this way.